girman Allah a raba Najeriya. Don girman Allah a taimake mu a raba Najeriya. Mu ina magana da yawun musulmi kuma ina magana da yawun 'yan arewa. Mu a matsayinmu na musulmi ba mu da buƙatar zama da inyamurai. Ba mu da buƙatar zama da inyamurai. Ibo ba abokin zama ba ne, ba mutanen arziki ba ne. Bari in ba ku misalai kaɗan don mu wuce. Ka duba ka ga yadda mutanen da suke arziki a ƙasanmu. Na yi magana ce wani hate speech. Ko ba ka ke cewa ba, wai hate speech.
We cannot take it anymore. We cannot continue cohabiting with the Igbos. This is an Islamic cleric inciting his own subjects or listeners that Igbos has caused much pain than ever imagined. They are greedy and selfish. Look at how they are prospering across all lands in the north, across the west, and the rest of them. Why we are wallowing in abject poverty? We are undeveloped. Our people are languishing in poverty. What's an irony? What a shame that a northern Islamic cleric will open his mouth in such disgusting manner and begin to insult or abuse or rain abuses on the Igbos. Who was responsible for your calamity? Who should be held responsible for your backwardness and retarded growth in the north? Igbos are known to be business-oriented entrepreneurs. They have their own initiatives or business ideas. They go for it. They develop their own business proposals and the rest of them. What are you teaching your own people? Igbos are people who want to help one another through apprenticeship or entrepreneurial, of course, mindset. When they rise, they want to help others, their brothers, to rise. What are you doing? We have major billionaires in the north, but they prefer, of course, giving saraka, giving saraka, sharing 10 naira or cocoa and akara every morning to the populations of the impoverished youths. But see an Igbo man who has his younger ones or relatives, once he's succeeding in the business, he brings him up, come and groom him, and of course settle him after a period of 5, 6, 4 years, depending on agreement. And the person will start there doing well, developing, having learned the pros and cons of that business, the in and out of the business. You see them succeeding and how to manage their own risk. Why are you envious of the Igbos, a people who are committed in the development of the Nigerian state, across every state? In fact, in every state or locality, after the indigenous people or natives, the most populated ethnic nationalities are the Igbos. They are not there as riffraffs. They are not there as shoe polishers. They are not there as meroas. They are not there as people engaging in menial jobs or people loitering about, not having any sense of responsibilities or engagement. They are there to contribute to the society, their host communities, and render service, and of course having exchange in return. So why should you be envious of the people? They come to your place, the north, they use their own hard-earned money and buy a piece of land, develop it, and start doing their business. They pay rent and shops and whatever facilities they are using. Why are you envious of them? Why are you inciting people against the Igbos? Is another conspiracy to start another genocidal massacre of the Igbos in the north. Why should a cleric, a responsible cleric, a religious leader who should uphold the tenets of his religion? I believe they say Muhammad is a peace lover. Rather than imbibing, he loves strangers, rather than following the footsteps and tenets of Islam. You are not inciting people, the people you have helped to impoverish, you have helped to destroy their own lives. Unfortunately, what have you created? In what way have you helped these people you was brainwashing that they should start be seeing Igbos as an enemy, as people who are responsible for their misfortunes and unproductivity. That is outright ignorance, and that is deception. I expect, of course, the security operative to have called him to order, but that will not happen because it is not an Igbo man. Imagine an Igbo man inciting his fellow Igbos against the North. That would have been, of course, that made headlines in the national dailies. But that is quite unfortunate that people who, rather than appreciating the efforts and contributions of an average Igbo man, of course, to the progress and developments of the regions and country where they found themselves, you turn back to begin to stab them, antagonize them. Most often, this have led to the loss of millions of dollars or billions of naira of Igbos properties and investment in the North. And Igbos, being so naive, most of them continue to build and develop in the North, not minding the consequences and implications that the tension and hatred is building up, rather than focusing in their own region and develop their own society, of course, their own home country lying fallow. They concentrate building outside. Even in the Southwest, oftentimes, there have been this clamor that Igbos must go. Igbos property must be seized or confiscated or revoked, and the rest of them is history. But then, when will Igbo man learn from history? Going to your place to develop is not a crime. But then, when people don't appreciate your effort, you will also relegate yourself on the background. You begin to think for alternative. Unfortunately, most of them don't have that as a plan B for themselves. Well, whatever happens, you either learn by history or learn from others' experience. That is quite sure. Of course, during the war, Igbos lose their properties. Some left their buildings, and the rest of them fleeing for their lives, calling for safety. But that's notwithstanding, they also find the heart, of course, of reintegrating with the society, embracing other ethnic nationalities. But unfortunately, that has not been the case. There is no reciprocation, except for few of them who understands that the viability and the contributions of an average Igbo man. Yes, calling for Igbos to live, that you can't live with the Igbos. You are just saying nothing but the truth. Because Igbos need people with sound mind and informed ideas that will drive a viable and ingenious society. They don't want people who will only be radicalized to kill and have no value for human life. The sacredness of human life is not being observed or respected. They want a society where they should be proud to identify with. Calling for the Igbo that they're taking your businesses and all that. Where can you cite an Hausa community or Hausa business in the north, in the east? Who has stopped you? Of course, from doing your business, if you have the wherewithal. Even in my own community, village, you saw people from Jos, the Hausa communities, doing one or two businesses, doing Okada. Nobody have stopped them. If you have your money to invest, nobody will stop you. Just the way the Igbos will go buy a portion of land, develop it, and do their business. If you have your own land and you have confidence, of course, you have your market targets or target audience. You do that. So why this envy? Are they the one that stopped you from developing your places? Are they the one that stopped you from being your independent market or estate for yourself? So why are you being antagonistic? Out of mediocrity, out of failure, of accepting your own failure and your own deceit, you keep wallowing in this deception. We're thinking that will help you. Unfortunately, for the vulnerable, defenseless masses, ignorance masses of the North, they might adopt this and begin to see an average Igbo man as their enemy. Why, in contrary, they are the enemies of themselves. They are your enemies, those who are inciting you against the Igbos. You should ask them, what have they been able to do for you? Over the decades, they have been within the corridor of power, living at large, helping their own people, their own families to study abroad. Why? They believe that Almanjiri system have come to stay, which is not part of the Islamic of course, tenets of faith. But how do they adopt that? Because they believe by impoverishing the majority of the North, they will use them as tools, willing tools, when it comes to politics. They will not question certain happenings as status quo. They will be used and exploited. It is quite sad and very unfortunate. Those people should have been given meaning to their lives and enabling environment for them to strive, given equal opportunity. Everybody is a potential achiever, but that is not the case with the North. Rather, they want to use religion, sentiments, and ethnic sentiments to brainwash their own people and incite them against other people, which have not yielded any results. Rather, keep on whitening the antagonistic and deep hatred for the Igbos. Well, it is not a bad idea. Of course, Igbos have been clamoring. They want to go. They want to go. They want to go. They want to go. Let them go. Leave them to go. And you are still the one holding them back. Well, for this time around, I think that prayer is answered, because you're rising up to say you have nothing to do with the Igbos. I do agree with you 100%. Let the Igbos go, and so they can manage and enjoy your whole resources and develop at your own pace. If you think that Igbos are limiting your pace for development, please let the Igbos go. Igbos, wherever you are, begin to prepare to go, because you are stopping them from developing. You are stopping them from progressing. You are the reason why you have the highest IDPs in the North. You are the reason why Boko Haram, ISWAP, Buhari asked them to come in so that they will destroy the North. So you are the reason why the North is insecure today. In fact, if you trace that Toji Bello might be an Igbo person in disguise, you know, Igbos are the one responsible. You are not the one. What a shame to yourself. You have to be ashamed of yourself. You are not considering how do we establish peace. Of course, I will restore peace in the North and begin the development. Return all the IDPs to their ancestral homes. That is not your concern. Your concern is Igbo. Igbos must go. They are greedy. They are selfish. They are dominant. They are this. They are that. In fact, how long will this continue? For more than how many decades? It's quite unfortunate, laughable. Well, let's have your own take regarding this development and the way forward via the comment section.